So I'm gonna go ahead and take all the videos and drop them into our assets folder. Our export folder will be for when we export the video from Premiere, and it's doing the conversion method to put it onto YouTube. And then the project folder is just for when we save it through Premiere to keep track of our progress. That'll be the actual Premiere file, just like when you save a Word document and stuff like that. All right. There actually is one other little piece I need to get. All right, and that was, well, I'll bring that back over here so y'all can see that is a picture that they wanted me to include. I'm just going to right click, cut that. Again, go back to our videos, CCE, by Mercy assets, place that in there as well. All right, so I think we are now ready to go. And Jared, at any point, if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, so we're gonna close that. We're gonna open up Premiere. Adobe Premiere is what we primarily use to edit, and I provided a link in the description for that as well. All right, so we're gonna start off by saying new project. We're gonna give our project a name, Divine Mercy. All right. And then remember that project folder you see right here where it says location. We're going to change that because it's set to Easter Sunday, which was the last video we did. We're going to go ahead and move that to Divine Mercy, and we're going to put that in the project folder. Just keeping everything all nice and neat now. All of these things we're not going to change. I'll maybe do a video later about explaining what some of this is. But yeah, we're not going to get into all that right now. So you can just leave everything default and just hit OK. All right. So the first thing we do is in this little area here, we import our media. So, and now that we have our assets folder, that makes it really easy. Now, again, this is pointing to the last project that we worked on, which was Easter Sunday. We're going to go ahead and go to Divine Mercy, assets, and I'm just going to do a Control A, which does select all, as you can see, and I'm going to hit open. All right, so now all of our items have been opened right here in our project window. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the image because they want the video to kind of come in with the image. And we're just going to drag it over here to this little sequence area, and that will start our sequence. Okay, let me go ahead and move this. That was kind of in my way. All right. Now, this is your timeline. Okay, and basically when I hit play, you'll see that meter start to move, which means that's the amount of time that this is going to show. So basically that this is going to show for 5 seconds. All right. So we're not going to do anything fantastic with that. That's just to come in and show that this is Divine Mercy Sunday. I think 5 seconds is a long enough time. So then we go ahead and start off with our first clip. All right, now when you double left click your clip, it'll start off on this screen here. Um, I don't use this screen too much. I usually do my edits actually in the uh, I guess processing window down here. But here you can actually preview the video and you can preview it like that by pressing play, but you have a bunch of other options. Like right here, you can take just the video. So if I left click and drag this icon, it'll drag just the video. But if I left click and drag this secondary icon, it's just the audio. So that's pretty neat. But you can also separate the video and audio down here as well. So it's not like if you don't do it here, you can't do it later. You can also set ins and outs or markers. And what a marker is just what it says if you want to keep track like of a certain point in the video and you want to come back to it or something. But in and out, let's say, so I play the video and let's say I don't want from start to here, right? I could set this point as the end and go in and let's say I didn't want the end to be the out, but maybe I wanted just right in here to be the out. I could set an end point here. Then when I drag that clip, it's going to automatically kind of cut that extra part off. But again, I like to do that down here. So um I want to say I think he messed up in this and that we had to do it again. So I'm gonna look at the second clip. Well, let's go through it. Let's see what happens.
Can you hear the audio? Adrian?
Yeah, so we can see here that he kind of messed up on his first run. So just as not to get confused, I'm gonna delete that from our little storage area because I don't want to use any of that video. Okay. I thought they might have a delete option, so I'm gonna just left click and then hit the delete button, and that'll just kind of remove it. So we'll play the second clip. All right, now just by the time period, that other one was only for a few seconds. This one actually went for about 2 minutes and 51 seconds. So that leads me to believe this is the clip that was fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this over. Now, again, if I just grab the clip from up here, it'll drag the sound and the video. All right, now what you'll notice is I have a top solid blue line, which is my video, and I have a bottom blue line, which is my audio. All right, so now that we've added our audio, this is kind of what happens. The video will start, it'll show the Divine Mercy symbol, and then it'll come into here. Now, what I don't like is that it kind of sized it to the same size of the Divine Mercy. I want to do a test because I'm still learning Premiere myself. So I'm going to delete that footage. And instead of taking it from up here, I'm just going to take it from that little area and see. Okay, so that is definitely not what we want. Now this is the first time I've ever had this problem, so you're gonna actually get to see me kind of go through and figure this out for the first time. Normally it fits across the whole screen. Um, so I have to figure out why is it not why is it not showing like it's supposed to?
Is it the picture messing it up?
The picture to a degree is.
It's set to the picture
Let me see if
dynamic.
I delete the picture, um, bring this forward. Okay, this is a first. Now again, I know this is probably really, it's going to be something really simple and really easy, but at the moment, okay, so this is where the video effects are located. Now I know we can scale. That's editing the actual picture, but what we
Yeah,
want, hmm, okay, none of these options are what we are looking for. Okay, so this is one of those key moments, and when people ask me, how do you, how do you teach yourself something? Well, this is how. So we ran into a problem, and the first thing that now I know one of the things that I can do is I can just kind of reset and remake this, and it will go away. Because what I would do is import the video first, and it would take the frame of the video, but I actually want to know and learn how to fix this problem. So I'm sorry, bear with me just a moment because I'm looking on the screen and I'm just trying to see, is there anything that I recognize that I can click or do, but it doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna go to Google. I'm gonna just slide that on in here. How to resize my playback screen in Adobe Premiere. Now, two things. This video is very old, judging from the look of the Premiere, but also I don't think it's going to give me what I'm looking for because they're going to tell me how to resize the actual video. And you see this black space, that's what I'm looking for, but I don't know what that's called just yet. Mystery. This mystery might not be solved today. But let's see. Let's try reposition, scale, rotate. That's not what we're looking for. How to fit. This may be it. To resize the video. Yeah, now the scale is to resize the actual picture, but again, we need that background. So what I'm looking for him to say is something is a reference to that background space, so I can know what it's called. All right, so that brought me a little bit closer. Okay, so I think because I don't want to spend all day watching YouTube videos on this video, so what I'm going to do now is probably just restart it because what they're saying is something I already knew, which is if you come to scale, I can just hit scale reset. I can play with the scale and the positioning of it, but it's not going to give me the background part that I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and no, I don't want to save the changes. We'll come to our CCE folder. Nope, I'm sorry. Video, CCE, Divine Mercy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete it and remake it because we didn't really get too far. But I will come back and try to find and figure out what that was. So I made a little note to myself to go back and figure out what that was. Anyway, new project. Divine Mercy. Yep. So again, we gotta go readjust. project. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna re-import all of my stuff. Hey, good morning. All right. So now we're gonna start over, but instead of now this time, um, I'm gonna bring a video clip, and we also remember that the first video clip was a bad clip. So I'm gonna go to the second clip. I'm gonna drag it over. Now that's what it should have looked like. So again, anybody watching this, if you know what the back portion is and what I'm talking about specifically, so obviously we have our video here, but if I scale it down, what is this back area called? That's the note that I put for myself to go back and find out, right? Because I need to know how to resize that in case I run into that again later on. And see, I can get obsessed by looking for a problem, but I'm not going to do that because I'm making a video about this. So we'll come back to that. I'll leave that as a note. But if somebody could drop a comment on maybe how that's done, that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of reset. All right. And now the funny thing is we can actually move. Oh, gotta add him back in. Yeah, that's that's my brother, y'all. He's gonna be training with me and learning some of these things. So all right. So now where are we? Where are we? Okay. So we got our first clip, and now I can actually take this, move this over, right? Now we know the first time we moved it in, it took at least 5 seconds. So I'm gonna move it just a little bit. I'm gonna bring our picture back in, but now it's actually gonna have the right size.
Mm-hmm.
So that I kind of knew I could fix it like that, but I wanted to really try to find the actual way to fix it in Premiere. But no biggie. Now we can just take this and we can scale this up. I see. You have to be careful because see, I was moving the scale, but what is selected? If you look down here, I have the video still selected. I have to go and select the picture. All right. You have to be real careful about that. I've done that so many times. Like I'm going to something new, but I didn't click on it, and I wind up editing the old piece I was working on. So we're gonna go to scale, right? And you can left click and enter a number. What I like to do is grab it by left clicking, and then you can move it right or left, and it just kind of scales the item. All right, so I think that looks good, and we can just go ahead and hit play. Quick 5-second clip. We know what that is now. You notice I've moved it over. We have this big old gap. Obviously, we don't want this big old gap in our video. So if you right click in dead space, you'll get the option that's called ripple delete. So we'll go ahead and hit ripple delete, right? And let's go ahead and play that to see how that looks. Video opens up, plays our picture, then starts our mask. Now, the first thing that was a quick cut. Now, you can leave it as that. There's not really anything wrong with that, but I prefer to add a transition. And for the church, I actually like just the regular default transition. Um, so let's see how that looks. Now, one of the things is this is pretty small. I want to open this timeline up to make it look bigger. So I'm going to grab this little bar down here and I'm going to bring it in. And what you see it does is it stretches it in and out. We're going to bring it out so that we can see this area a little bit better. And then I'm going to put the cursor in between the picture and the video. I'm going to right click and I'm going to tell it to apply default transition. So let's go back and look at that now. To me, that looks a whole lot better. So instead of that hard cut, it gives you a nice transition into the video. Now, there's other transitions that you can use. Again, if you come up to, well, not again, it's the first time we're kind of showing this, but if you come up to effects, video transitions, there's all these different transitions that you can kind of go through and check out. But for what I'm doing with the church, I think that default transition was pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. Now, we're going to go ahead and listen to the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is hit spacebar to play, or you can hit play up top, but then I'm going to hit the L key because that speeds up the video, and you can do it multiple times. I think I can do it up to 3 times before this picture up here will start freezing. But I'm not going to go that fast for the purpose of this video. I'm going to slow it down. So I'm going to hit spacebar. But just to show you, if I hit L, if I hit it again, so what that does, or what that means, is you don't have to watch it at a normal pace. You can watch it at an accelerated pace. Just be careful because, if you're looking at it trying to catch errors, sometimes you can overlook or skip an error. So it is good to watch it at normal pace, but let's say you've done a lot of your editing, you just kind of want to go through and just make sure all the transitions and stuff is, good. You don't really need to worry about the words at that point. So then I can see speeding it up and kind of going through it a final time, making sure all your lower third pop-ups, which we'll get into later, making sure all those different things, transitions, lower thirds, anything you've added is working correctly. All right. So for this, again, we're gonna go ahead and hit play and just kind of let it play. Now this is 1x speed. I can pretty much keep up and also tell, because I've been watching it now for a while. I can actually kind of tell if he messes up. Okay, so now that's going to be my first cut, which you just saw. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, 2 things. Let me fix the scale because that's bothering me. All right. Now I'll go back. So right there is going to be my first cut. I'm using the left and right arrow keys just to kind of step through versus hitting the space bar. And right when it comes off of him, I'm going to press C as in Charlie, which is going to bring me the cut tool. Now you can select the cut or razor tool over here as well. I just like shortcut commands. And then we're going to go ahead and put our first cut. And you'll notice that it cut the video and the audio. And that's pretty much what you want. At least that's what we want for this purpose. You can deselect it to where you can just cut audio or just cut video. But for this purpose, we want to cut both. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit play again to move and see where do I want the next part to kind of transition and come in So I'm gonna say right is I don't want all the camera movement and stuff like that. I want it to come in pretty smooth. I think about right there is where I'm gonna make my cut. Then I'm gonna select V, which is the selection tool, and you'll see the shortcut right next to it, V. We're gonna select that little section that we don't need, and we're gonna delete it just by hitting on the delete key. And again, in the dead space, you want to right click and hit ripple delete. All right, which is going to bring your clips together. Now we just go back and look at it. Now, that was a very hard transition, right? I'm going to go ahead and play it one more time. That doesn't look all that good. But if I go ahead again and right click, put the cursor in between the two clips, right click, apply default transition. Now let's look at it. All right, now it kind of froze a little bit, so you probably couldn't see the transition. I'm gonna try to do it one more time, but that's gonna look a whole lot better than that hard cut. See? So hopefully you all were able to see that transition. So now we're on to our next clip.
Let me know when you're doing that so I can mute the mic. We are on live. People are on here. It sound like I got an elephant in the house.
All right. So now, as you can see, he just started talking, but our clip is about to end. I actually stopped him, and that's what it shows in the video before. If you looked at the kind of behind the scene, because I wanted a smooth transition. So we're going to go ahead and open this up so we can see it a little bit better. And hopefully down, this is the area you're looking at to see what I'm talking about. If I grab this end and go that way, you see it gets really small. But if I go left, it opens it up. So you can see here that there's this little blue line, but it kind of tapers off, and there's some like dead space in here, and then it begins again. That's pretty much where I want to make my cut, and you'll see it in the video. I'll go ahead and play it. He's gonna pause for a second and then start talking, I guess, part of the mass, right? So we weren't prepped for that. We didn't want that to just kind of go in. So we're gonna make our cut like right here, because you can see this is kind of where the sound ends. Okay, so we're going to select C as in Charlie for our cut to. All right. And what that was just an auto save, so don't panic if you see that. I'm going to cut, and I know I don't need any of this going behind it. So I'm going to select V, and then I'm going to left click and hit delete because we don't need that whole section. Now we know by the number CO278 that our next section we come over here is CO279. So let's go ahead and grab that and move that over. We're just going to drop it right next to it. All right, and again, we're going to add a default transition. Or you know what? So this time, let's go ahead and grab another transition. Just so you can see what that looks like. I do like the page peel for this, or the page turn. Let's go with the page turn. So you just left click, drag it down, drop it right in between your clips, and you'll see this little piece that says page turn in there. So let's go ahead and view it now. All right, I like that transition. I think that's pretty smooth. All right, open it up. Now this one's pretty long. I don't remember him having any mess ups in this, so I'm gonna speed this up. So we press our space bar to play, and I'm gonna pause it for a second. Again, you have to make sure you select what you're working on, right? So I'm gonna press space bar to play, and then I'm gonna press L to speed it up. And you can stop it again by pressing space bar. Okay, just checking in. I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up a little bit more. Okay, so what you'll notice was that was my second cut when he left the altar. So I'm just stepping through with the left and right arrow keys, just right as he moves out the frame. I'm going to widen this out so I can see exactly where I want to cut it. I'm going to press C as in Charlie for my razor tool, right? I'm going to press V for my selection tool. Now we know we don't need anything after that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that section. All right, we're on CO 280. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that transition. Again, we don't want the harsh transition, so we'll go ahead and implement another page turn. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. All right, we like that. So let's go ahead and continue on. So now I'm gonna go 2 times fast. So I hope you all can kind of see that. But just to kind of speed the process up, because uh, anyway. All right, there we go. I didn't really see any mess ups. Stepping through just till he leaves the frame. Cut. C file razor tool. V file selection tool. Select our unneeded clip. Delete. All right. CO281. All right. Don't forget our transition. We've been going with the page turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that. Let's view our transition. Okay. Now, this is one of those times where you just kind of gotta be mindful, right? So there was a big gap in from when he started to when he restarted. Look right here. We don't need all of that dead space, right? So again, we're gonna look down here at our audio. I'm gonna widen it up. And also, if you can't see, you can come, you'll notice that this is in line with this little level right here. If you come to the bottom and drag it down, you can see more of the audio. And what I'm looking for is just where the audio kind of tapers off. So about right there. So I'm gonna cut. I'll make my cut right there by pressing C for our razor tool. I'm gonna let it go. And right before he starts talking, which you can see the levels jump up right here. I'm gonna cut it right before that. Maybe about right there, I'll cut. Now we don't need all of this in the middle, so we're gonna delete that. I'm gonna do right click and do ripple delete to bring our 2 clips together. And I'm not going to do a page turn because this kind of goes all together. So let's see how it looks just kind of as is. Let's go back from the beginning. See how that looks. All right, it wasn't a big blip, but there was like a little tick. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply default transition there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that better than just that harsh cut. So we're gonna leave that default transition in there. All right, time to speed it up. Okay, there goes another one. And what I'm looking for, see this big old gap? That's what I'm looking for. So we're gonna cut right here, cut about right there, take all that dead space out, right click, ripple delete, put our cursor in between, right click again, apply a default transition. Time to speed it up by pressing the letter L. Okay, so I just want to make sure the sound is, yeah, it's tapering off right here. So I'm gonna leave that just because that's him finishing up the singing. We ended on CO281, so CO282. All right, so I want to see what happens between here. All right, we'll do a page turn transition. So we're gonna drag it from up here on the right, drop that right in. Okay, when it says that, I get what they're saying. They're gonna have repeated frames, but it really doesn't seem to matter too much. I'll let you look at it and decide for yourself. It's not like a big deal. See, it still applies the transition, but it basically says that it's going to have some repeated frames. I haven't gotten too much into it to really give you a detailed explanation of what that is or why it says that. I have an idea behind it, but again, that's not something we need to spend a whole bunch of time on to. It did our transition. But now there is one thing I didn't quite like. I'm going to do Control Z to undo my last action, which takes away the transition. What I don't like is when I cut to here, she's kind of waiting. Uh, and she's got that little face on her, so I'm gonna go ahead and start from when she's about to talk. We're gonna clip that little piece by selecting C for our razor tool, then selecting V. We select that little piece we don't want, delete. We come in the middle, right click, ripple delete. All right, that brings it back together. And now we can bring back our transition. Now it's still, hmm, it still had a little bit of it, but it was pretty fast. So I may just wind up going in. Yeah, that was pretty fast. I just didn't want her just sitting there looking to the camera like that. I don't think, let me try something. Um, I'm gonna Control Z and undo, and I'm gonna put the default transition in just to see if it's kind of overlaps that or takes that out any better. We'll see. No, it did not. I really want that out. I'm gonna have to cut a little bit more. I'm gonna expand it out so we can see. Cut it about right here. All right. Drag out transition. See, and I like that better. All right. So I'm getting ready to speed it up. We're probably gonna go 2 times. So I'm gonna press the L key, first the space bar to play it, and then the L key twice. All right. Now we have a big, well, it looks big because I have it panned out, but let's see. No, that is a big gap. What is that? I think that was kind of a prayer moment, so I may not cut that out. Let me go back and see. That's kind of tricky. That's kind of tricky. I It didn't look like a mess up. It looked like it was intentional. It looked like she kind of took a step back to pray. Um, Folding her hands, she bows. I think I'm gonna leave that in because that looked intentional. That didn't look like a mess up. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that in. Okay. All right. So we definitely don't want that part in where she tells us to cut. All right. So right as they kind of finish, we'll cut it there. And we don't need that. So again, we delete. Now we're on CO283. It's moving kind of fast. The transitions are pretty clean and smooth. So again, we'll go ahead and get our page turn transition since that's what we've been going for. And we'll just drop that in. All right, we're gonna speed it up. No, we're not. Okay. I'm wondering if 284 is gonna be a redo of that because I said pause. Let me go ahead and look at two. Let me look at this one. Okay, so it looks like 283 and 284 are mishaps. I think we can move to 285. Not really mishaps. I wanted to get the person that was singing. Um, I'm sorry, what is the name? There's a name for them. I can't think of it right now, but I wanted to get the organist, I guess you is what you would call him. But I wanted to get him in the actual picture. So that's why we had those two breaks there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna delete this to a CO283. I'm gonna jump to CO285. Gonna add our page turn transition in. All right, now that looked good, but we have that little pause again, right? We don't need this where he's looking at us and everything. So right after he kind of turns his head, and we're gonna open this up so we can see how it looks.
That's him singing.
Yeah, that's him singing, and you can see by the audio you have all this dead space,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm just picking up right as you see it kind of picks up here in the audio stream. I'm gonna catch it right before that.
Wouldn't that be the piano though?
What's that?
The dead space. He not playing the piano at that time.
No, well, let's go back and see. So this is where the clip starts. See, we don't need all that
Oh,
him
that's not a
looking.
lot of time. I'm looking at that like that's a lot of time.
Yeah, it looks like that because of how I stretched it out. Because look, if we go back to the whole thing,
Gotcha.
you know,
You needed a bird's eye view of the.
right. So
You
then
need a
we
seconds.
expand it out. Yeah, we get down to the seconds. We can see, and we're just gonna cut out. So we select C file razor tool. We're gonna cut it right there.
You know, it would be dope
What's that?
if we can you move the audio file wherever?
You can, but you have to be very careful because it can get out of sync.
I mean, can you like copy the audio file? That's what I meant.
Yeah, you can copy it.
Can we use a piece of him singing for the? Well, that's only a 5 second clip, so never mind.
I think I know what you're saying. If we would have had some B-roll footage of like something else and just have him singing while something else is going on, is that what
I
you were
was
saying?
saying put it on that picture, like an opening.
We might be able to do that, but it's only the opening picture is only
That's what
five
I said. It's
seconds.
only 5 seconds.
But yeah,
But
no, we could have definitely
we could
done that.
actually, huh?
Go ahead.
Like I would actually for B roll, I would actually like go around and just do like pitch like outside video footage of the church.
Yeah, so no, that could definitely be done. That's something that I'm going to be ordering. My B-roll footage is not all that, or my B-roll skills is not all that great because
Hmm.
I do not hold the camera steady. That is a very, very hard task to perform. That's something that I'm actually going to be ordering a device that you can kind of set and it'll give you smooth, crisp B-roll
Hmm.
footage. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to it. So when we look at it now, see, he gets right into playing. So now I'll go ahead and take the transition, drop it in, and let's bring that back so we can have a better perspective.
That's right.
See, so that was a whole lot better.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna play and I'm gonna speed it up 2 times because I don't believe he messes up here.
That's the wide open too.
All right, that went out over well. We didn't have any big mess ups. So we're on CO286. Bring that in. So we don't have much more to go. All right, so let's see what that looks like. cuts right into father, so we need to go ahead and add in our page turn. Again, you can just ignore that repeated frames message because when we play it, it does what it's supposed to do. All right, time to speed it back up. And all we're doing is being mindful to see if they have any mishaps or errors, like he pauses, stops, waves his hand, any kind of indicator that he's messed up. Okay, that was a little pause. I just want to investigate. I don't necessarily know that that was a mess up. That was a little bit of dead space, but I don't think that was really big because if we bring it back, see it looks like a lot when it's big, but it's actually not a whole lot. I could sew that together a little bit, but I don't think that's a big deal because that's what 1, 2. It's like 2 seconds, so I'm not gonna worry about 2 seconds. All right, we're on to CO287. Let's see what that looks like. Now we definitely don't need all that. See, that was a whole bunch of space we don't need from here. While he's turning the pages, there's no sound or anything going on. I'm moving the camera and adjusting. We don't need that. So I'm gonna take it right after he kind of nods his head. So I'm gonna use the left and right arrow keys just to kind of tab through. I'm in about right there. So we press C to get our razor tool. We cut. Press V for our selection tool. We select the area we don't need, hit delete. Now we merge our video and our audio by right clicking and selecting ripple delete. And we can now put in.
Just
Yeah.
a scrub question right here.
Yeah, no.
It's simple to. It's just a simple press of an undo button, right, to get that cut back.
Yeah, if I were to press like Control Z right now, it would undo my last action. I could actually keep pressing it to if I wanted to undo multiple actions.
Just as you just go back as many actions as you want.
Correct.
Gotcha. And what you said, just C, Control C.
Control Z as in zebra.
Oh, Z.
Yeah, Control Z as in
Control
zebra.
C is the cut.
Yeah, in most cases, Control C is to cut. Now, in here, you don't have to do Control. You just press C. But if
Gotcha.
you're in a normal computer, the shortcut command for cut is Control C.
All right. And Control Z is to do undo.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And always remember, if you mess up, it's really not a problem because we still have the full clip over here in this little section. So we can always re-pull that clip or, do what we need if we needed the audio or something like that. We haven't lost it. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a page turn here. Let's see how that looks. So we're in that home stretch. Ah, I don't like that head nod. I want to get that head nod out of there. I'm gonna cut it a little bit closer to get that head nod out. C file razor tool, default selection tool, select the area we don't want, delete. Right click, ripple delete. Grab our transition, reapply it. Let's look at it now. Okay, so that looks a lot better. He didn't do the nod, he just kind of went into reading, so I'm fine with that. So we can go ahead and
Nigga.
speed it up and go through this part here. Spacebar to start the play, or you can hit the play button right here. And then we hit L once, twice, whatever you're comfortable with, however many times you're comfortable with watching it, or whatever speed you're comfortable at watching it.
I know. So where I'm going to exercise? Guess I'm about to run around the neighborhood. Are you playing it? Are you serious right now? Wow.
Gee, this was a long clip. All right, we're coming to the end, so I'm gonna slow it down. A normal. All right, so we have a bunch of dead space after they say amen. So I'm going to look to cut all of that after amen. All right, so open that up. Again, I'm left clicking the right hand side, this little circle here, and I'm dragging to the left. Left click and drag to the left, and that opens this up. All right, so we're gonna press C for our razor tool. We're gonna cut. V for our selection tool. Select the area we don't want. Hit delete, and there we go. So now we're on CO288. Let's see what that transition looks like. All right. Well, we have some dead space in there. I'm gonna trim some of that off. Again, C file razor tool. And just so you can see it, I'm gonna open that back up. Cut about right here. Selection tool, select the area we don't need. Delete. Right click, ripple delete to bring it back together. Apply our transition, which is page turn. Let's see. I think that looks good. So on to speed mode. Again, I'm sorry, I need to be explaining it. We're gonna either click play here or press the space bar to start it. Then you press the L key once, twice. I think at 3 times is probably the max my computer will go without the video literally jumping. I want it to be fast enough to where, it's going fast, but I can see it. Everybody's computer will be different depending upon what type of computer you have. So, that's something you're gonna have to test and see. But you can hit the L key once, twice, or 3 times. Okay, that was intentional, so I'm not gonna cut that. Okay, now that's a cut. Yeah, that's definitely a cut. So, all right, so we'll cut right after they leave. Select, press our C button for our razor tool. Make a cut there. Then we press spacebar to play. And we're just looking to see where we're gonna come back in at. Okay. As soon as the camera stops shaking, I'm gonna make another cut. Okay, so right there. So I made my cut. Press the V selection to select the area we don't need. Delete. Right click. Ripple delete. And I think for that one, I'm not going to do a page turn, but I'm going to do a default transition. I forget which one it's using for the default. I'm going to have to look that up. But I like that. That's pretty smooth. Yeah. All right. So again, we're going to speed it up. It's the space bar and L, the amount of times that your computer can handle the speed up. Mine is 2. So I'm going to press space bar and then L 2 times.
Can you edit videos in Photoshop?
Huh?
Can you edit in Photoshop?
Can I edit video?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not to my knowledge. Um, I've never done it, and I've never seen a video where you can do it. But I didn't even look. But from what I know, if you want to edit video, you do it in Premiere.
All across, even on the Apple computer.
With the Apple, you have Premiere and you have Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut, yeah.
Yeah, I just decided to use Premiere because when I talk to a lot of the industry people, they say they use
Mm-hmm.
Premiere, and
Gotcha.
you can use Premiere across platforms. So whether it's on a Mac or a PC, you can still utilize it.
Cool. That's what I was wondering. Cause I want to get an app. I want to get a Mac book real quick so I could do this.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it back up. Now we have a big cut coming, so I'm gonna slow it down.
It's like reading the Forex, boy.
Like reading what?
The Forex. When you notice those dips, you gotta cut.
Yeah. Okay, so these are just prayers. Yeah, so I'm definitely not cutting any of that out. That this is all intentional. Let's speed it back up. All right, so we only got two more clips, then we can get to the lower thirds, and we're pretty much done. Okay, yeah, I knew there was. Now this is always a rough one for me. Um, I wish he would have started the music at the bottom once father got to the bottom.
Can we push the clip? Can we push the music clip over? Or it's not a separate one?
It's okay, it is and it's not. Okay, this is the problem.
Can
So
we double it?
I'm gonna say we probably could do that a little bit, but I'm not that proficient in this enough to do that just yet. Because what's gonna happen is if I cut, let's say if I cut and move the video forward, right?
Don't cut and move the video.
I mean,
Cut.
I'm sorry, cut and move the audio.
Yeah.
The rest of the audio is gonna be out of sync.
No, double it and put it on the next line under.
Okay, well, let's go for it. I've never done that, but it's perfect time to try.
So you have three. You have.
Three audios, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would want to do it before I move the camera. So that would probably be about right here.
Mm.
So we're gonna make our first cut here. Let's bring that back down so we can really see. I'll put that cut there. Now, we don't want all of this, right? So right as she gets communing is when the camera stops shaking and moving. That's about where I wanna.
We need a little stabilizer.
Yeah, working on that. That's all in the works. There's a DJ Ronin, and there's some other ones and stuff like that, but it's like $800. So, and I'm just 2 months into this, so I'm still learning a lot of the equipment and gear that
Mm.
goes with this. But you're right, I do need a stabilizer because that
You
was
get a
just
little
off of a
basic one for
tripod.
right now.
Probably.
You
I
don't
just
need
don't
to.
like, spending money and then going
I,
back and doubly spending money.
yeah. I feel you.
Um, but okay, so we make another cut here, right? Now, this is the area we don't need.
That's when he walking down the steps.
Yeah, that's well, we need the audio, we don't need the video of it. So this is where it gets kind of tricky and complicated because now I can unlink this video and audio. So now if I delete one, it's not going to delete the other. I can delete it independently.
Gotcha. All right. That's how you do that.
All right. Yeah, I right click on it and I tell it unlink.
Unlink.
Okay, now the problem is going to be we don't want the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I delete the video now, it didn't delete the audio. So now we just kind of have this dead space.
Put the picture there.
Um, wait. You know what? Okay, this is where you're gonna make me get a little. I guess
Get
what's the word
fancy,
I'm looking?
bruh.
Yeah, I got to get a little fancy or try something. I'll get out my comfort zone is
Yeah,
kind
bro.
of what
That's
I
a
was thinking. All right. So in one of the other clips, or one of
Gotta
the
put
other
your sauce on
videos,
it.
I did some B-roll. So if we go to video, um, I want to say was that Easter Sunday? No, it's not Easter Sunday. Or did I leave it out? It might be still on a card.
This going on their website
Yes, their
and
website
they
and their Facebook. See, I did some. This was a B-roll, but this is not gonna go with that. I need to get that other card out the camera.
bam, use that.
What this didn't go with that. See if I had the other that went with a specific mask, so I don't want to put that. But I have some generic B-roll of like the altar.
But that's B-roll. They don't know. They wouldn't know what mass it come from and all that. That's just a picture of Jesus on the cross. That could go with anything.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? That ain't no specific words, no specific nothing to that. That's perfect. That's a perfect picture. I will use that because you about to go to get your communion and make the sign of the cross. That's perfect.
Okay, well let's go ahead and roll
That's
with it.
saucy, bro.
Two heads better than one, right? Because I would have never attempted this had you not said nothing.
Man, I'm a saucy.
All right. So now what we have to do, we have to add this into our container. And this is CO265. I gotta remember that. And I believe I can just drop this in. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna play it, and I'll make an end of where it starts zooming in at. So okay, so what was that, like 35, 40 something? We'll go from 30, 36, 45. We'll put our in, mark in right there. Okay, so it stopped about where, and I'm using the left arrow key to go back like that. Then I'm just hitting play. So 56, I'm gonna say 56. Oh, that looks like a good point to stop it out. So this is what this screen is good for. So I'm actually glad you brought this up and had me do this because now we kind of get to see what you can do in this screen and what it's used
Hello.
for.
Sorry, mom's call.
Yeah, no problem. I was just saying that I'm glad you brought that up because we kind of get to see
Can
what.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Let me. Hey, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Did you mute?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Let
Hello.
me send.
Hello. Hello.
Let me send him a message. He might have to come back in.
Can you hear me?
I can. This is a sticky note, y'all. I can hear
Okay.
you might have to leave out and come back
All
in,
right.
fix audio. All right, and that's just a sticky note, y'all. He had a call, and we're on StreamYard, so it might have interrupted the audio. So I'm gonna give him a quick second to come back in. But this is what it's about, y'all. Uh, learning something new. I've started learning it, and now I'm teaching it. Or at least teaching what I know. I'm not claiming to be some kind of super professional. I literally started videography. Um, what about 2 months ago? So I'm gonna make some mistakes, but this is all about being positive.
Um.
There's no stupid questions or anything.
So what happened?
Everything all right? No, I
Yeah,
was
that
just
was
kind of
no. Yeah, she
talking
was talking
on
about.
air and just you know, killing a dead space. I was waiting till you get back.
Okay.
But
You got it
all
in
right.
there?
Well, I was that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for you to get back. So you saw the part where we set out in and out.
No.
Okay. So in this screen, I kind of looked at. We didn't need this kind of space over here. So I set this little marker here as an in, which is this little thing right here, and an out. So remember, like you can tell it you don't need the whole clip, right? So I'm gonna bring it from the whole clip. All right. So the whole clip is that. I don't need that front part. I only need when it starts moving towards the cross, and you can see it stops right there, right? So I don't need all that extra. So I'll put it out right here. So now we only need the video. So I'm going to grab this little icon, which just drags the video over. Damn, it's literally just shy of what we need. I need it to be a little bit longer. I didn't know I could do that. So let's see how that works. Now, if me moving a tripod wasn't in that would be perfect, but I'm not going to be able to take that out. So, but no, you were absolutely right. I think that was a good piece to transition off of. So what I'm going to do is just kind of drop it in, and I'm going to let it do a default transition. And even though that sound is kind of in there, uh, I think it'll be all right. So this is the final result.
Fire.
Because I don't want to interrupt and take out the fact that he started playing the music. So that worked out. Okay, I'm gonna speed it up. Gonna press space bar and L 2 times. Well, no, it's already playing, so I'll just press L 2 times. Oh crap! See, another cut. That's another cut. So we need to do the same thing. Now the problem is, I don't want to use that same B-roll footage. Yeah, the only thing I could do, I would have to go try to find some other B-roll footage.
Let me see that again. It was just the camera shaking, huh?
Yeah,
Why we just don't cut that and start it there
probably
or there?
probably started, yeah,
Start it there.
here.
Cut that and start it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cut. Yeah, I think that's, you're probably right. Let's just go ahead and cut that section out. All right, so we bring it
And start it
back.
right when he.
Okay, so right here is when,
Yeah, right there. Boom.
man, what was I doing? I guess I was rushing trying to get the, think about right there, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
right
which
there. It's cool. Right there. Did he drink from it?
he did drink from it.
What we need when he drunk from it.
So I'm gonna control Z and go back.
You need the whole. You heard me right there. You need all that. So from that, from when he put his hand on the thing and drunk from it. So that take out all the shakiness really, because you got steady right here.
So we'll cut, we'll delete that, ripple delete, and I'm just gonna do a default transition.
Yeah, just a simple.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. I mean,
Let me see it.
see, and I'm gonna pause it right here just to kind of make this mental note
Can
and just
you
kind of,
zoom in?
what do you mean?
Can you zoom in on the picture on the frame?
You probably can, but I don't necessarily know how.
Was
Um,
it? It's called scaling. Was it? Or whatever.
but okay, if you scale, you're gonna scale the whole clip. So what part
Gotcha.
would you want? What part would you want to?
I'm trying to see. It's the illusion of the whole clip shaking. So if we zoom into on him specifically drinking, you won't see, it won't seem as shaky.
Oh, you know what?
You got
There is
you
something
following me?
else. Yeah, there is something else. Hold on.
See, if we zoom in, it won't look as shaky. If we zoom in at him drinking it, if there's some way we could do that.
Let's put a cut right here. X and not C. I'm gonna put a cut right here. Now there's something called warp stabilization. I think it's under video effects, distort, warp stabilizer. I'm gonna drop that on this clip. Now it's gotta analyze it.
Mm-hmm.
So we press V, we come to effects. Okay, and it's already analyzing it. So what that tries to do
Right
is
here
it
now.
tries to correct camera shake. So we'll see what that does. Because I think it does exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about. But while
What
that's
up, Brian?
analyzing that, we'll go ahead and move forward.
I just smoked yesterday. I used to buy it, but tell her again, just
Okay,
it worked.
so it's still going. But see, he's pointing to the website. I need to put a marker here so I know to come back and add. Well, I guess I might as well do that now. So I'm gonna just take a second to kind of talk about lower thirds. Lower thirds is when you see the little nameplates and things like that come in the lower part of
How
the
much they
screen.
get paid?
So we're gonna back this up.
Oh,
So we're gonna add the website, and we just come to Essential
I ain't
Graphics.
doing
Now we
that
have
now.
one that we've been using for them, which we're gonna stick with.
I'm
So you
not
just kind of
supposed to
drag
do
that
this.
in. All right. Don't panic if you see that little message. It's gonna kind of fix itself. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load in. Um, and this is what it looks like.
It
So
finished
obvious.
loading it.
Um, we'll check in a second. I'm gonna do
Gotcha.
this lower third
I'm
piece, and then we'll
sorry.
go back.
What? You just marking where you gotta go back to?
Yeah, I put a marker there, and this is the icon for
How
the
did you do
marker.
that?
See this little icon right here?
Oh, all right, gotcha. Got
You just put the cursor where you want to mark it, and then you click that to add a marker, and that way you know where to go back. Now for this, you'll notice that in the video he points to to go to the website.
gotcha. And that's what we're gonna put.
Right. Now I actually put the wrong thing in because that was the lower thirds is where you add in kind of the names and stuff like that, but that's not what we want. We actually want the piece that I've been using for the website, and it's a purple.
All right, that's how you add shit like that.
Uh-huh.
Where you went? What that say?
That's in the effects tab.
And affects then what?
Um,
Headings. What would be listed under?
I'm almost done. No, I'm sorry. That was
Markers.
Jess. Up here where it says effects, or
Mm-hmm. Then go to
if you don't
markers.
see that, you can come up here, click this. That'll give you this tab. You click that. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Essential graphics.
Essential graphics.
Essential graphics. And you can buy extra designs and stuff like that. They got some free. Like I think these were free. Some of these were already embedded, but some of them were free.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll just go ahead and grab this. Now I'm gonna put this on another layer. You see, this is video one. I'm putting this on video two, so as not to disturb, the video or anything.
So it's layered on top of it.
Yeah. So actually, I need to move it forward right as he raises his hand. So I'm gonna move it
Yeah.
forward a little bit. Now you have to make sure it's selected, and then you go to edit. Because if you're on browse, that's to look for it. But when you want to go to edit, you come to edit, and then you can change the name. So I'm just going to click it. Now, the reason you don't see anything is because of where it's at in the video. If you want to see it, just press play until you see the title, then you kind of get a better understanding of what you're typing, right?
Where it's gonna pop up at.
Yeah. So we're going to type in www.ccec no.org, which is their website. All right. Now, also, I'm going to fix the positioning because he's pointing to the upper corner. So I'm going to scale it down, number one. And then we're going to move it over and up.
Put it right by his finger. Oh, never mind.
I mean, we could do that. That's not a.
Change the color.
Yeah, because it's a good call. That's something I was about to do. Because the white, and for those of you who are watching this, the reason he said change the color, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but is because the white on the white or light background can be kind of hard to make out the website. So we want to have a good contrast. So then we go ahead and we just change the color. So I clicked on the little fill here, fill color. And I guess we'll just go with black. And all black is, I just happen to know this because I do Photoshop and a lot of other things, but 0000000. That's full black. Okay. So that didn't work. So I'm wrong. That wasn't the text color.
No, that was the fill.
It wouldn't be stroke. Okay, so this is different. And each one of these has different little menu options. So I've never had to change.
Click the R. Click where you typed it in there. There you,
See, why is that back to
there
white?
you go. Now change it. Change it now. See.
Oh, okay. So it just didn't take before. All right, so we're
You
gonna
just have
bring
to
it back.
select the words. Boom.
All right. So we
I
got
don't like
that.
that purple, but hey.
You say you don't like that purple?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just what they've been going with on every video, so I want to kind of stay with the
Gotcha.
theme for now. But yes, if you wanted to change that, you could definitely go with another one, or you could try to, figure out where to change the color. I haven't figured all that out yet. Um, but for the most part, we just want to get that in there. And then what I also come back and do is right behind that, I had downloaded some free Facebook links or lower thirds, if you will.
I was gonna tell you put that on the picture at the end, but
What, on a picture in
since
the
we
front?
talking, oh, you're not gonna add it to the back either,
I mean, we can add both
like
of
a
them. We can.
closeout.
I normally add it here, but you could add it on as a closeout. All that's gonna just come down to personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could add a just like a black or white page to the end, what,
Mm-hmm.
and then just add whatever text and
And
stuff
have
I
it,
want.
and just have your boy singing in the background.
Yeah, recut the audio clip out,
Mm-hmm.
and just put that in.
Gotcha.
But now I want to go to um
Their link.
yeah, and this is really all I need. Now, for them, it's weird because I don't know if they've never claimed it or whatever, and that's something that I'm gonna have to go over with them. But normally up here, it'll show you or tell you like the name. Like mine says Facebook profile Adrian Broussard. Theirs has a number that's representing Corpus Christi Epiphany. But if you type in Corpus Christi Epiphany, it'll find it just the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in here. Oh, see, and I'm going to click on it,
Yeah,
but I'm still on the other
on the
ones.
wrong one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about being careful because I've done that plenty of times. And I'm just going to paste what I copied there. So now when I hit play, it changed it. But you
Change the
can see,
name. Change the color.
yeah, I'm actually just going to bring it down
Closer to the altar.
to the altar, yeah, against that brown.
Boom. Yeah.
And just scale it down a tad. All right, so let's see how that looks. Oh, didn't mean to go to the very beginning. I think we probably had one more clip left. Or did it just end like that?
Yeah, that's why I ended it.
88. Let's see what 89 is looking like. Okay, no. So we do need to add in 89. And we'll put a transition there. I'm not going to do the page flip. I'm going to do the default transition.
What happened to our stable thing we was doing?
To what? What happened to what?
Remember we was fixing
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
shape.
yeah. We got to go back to that. All right. So let me just see this transition. Now he's just going to walk out. I know how that ends. We didn't have any mess up there, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's go back and look for our marker now.
That's it. Right there, where the pink
Yeah,
thing.
what a pink thing is. But it didn't put my marker, which is weird. Okay. All right, so let's see it now. Let's see what happens.
It's a little better. It gave it a little shit. It gave it a blob illusion. You saw that?
Yeah, I think that's
It
better than what it was though.
yeah, it took your eyes off of the whole frame and made you focus on the inside. What's that blue stuff?
Oh, I should have said I added another transition on this secondary part. So I guess it's got to reanalyze it now.
Okay.
Yeah, new frames need to be
And that's all I
analyzed.
was trying to do. Miss have a misdirection of the picture, so you would have had to actually zoom in on your camera, right? You can't zoom
There may be a way, and I may just not know about it yet.
in editing.
Right, in editing, because again, this program is vast, and I'm still learning a lot of things. But from what I know right now,
Got
that's
you.
not something I know how to do. Um,
But you get where my brain was going with that, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If we could kind of zoom in, it would cut out all the movement to the outside,
And
if
that
you
will give
will.
you that illusion of it not even being shaky.
Right. So we're gonna reanalyze that clip, let it kind of do that. Now, at this point, the video, for the most part, is finished. There is one little part I'm gonna re-add the Divine Mercy part here, and then I'm going to add the final clip, which is C90. This is where they do the actual prayers for the Divine Mercy part. And again, I'll just kind of put in the default transition. Apply a default transition, and we can see what that looks like. Oh, now we got to fix that. Scale that up.
Who me?
All right, and I know they didn't mess up at all during that part. So now the only part that's left to do is we normally add the names of the people. Normally I would call Miss the secretary, Miss Linda, and she helps me with that. But I'll show you at least how to add the lower thirds because I'm gonna have to do that. Um, I guess off air because I don't know what time she'll be available today. But let's go ahead and put in the lower third. So it's basically the thing I showed you earlier.
What is lower thirds?
They call these lower thirds, and I may not have the full description, so it could be boxes in lower thirds because the lower third just means the lower third of the screen.
Gotcha.
So again, I'm just gonna left click, drag this over, put it on my video 2. It's not to disturb my video 1, and you can actually lock video 1 and audio 1. So like now I can't mess it up or do anything to it.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times I'll do that so I don't, mistakenly mess anything up or misclick on something. Um, so again, I'm gonna put him. Nah, I'm gonna leave him over a little bit. So obviously his name is not Jessica Robinson. We need to go ahead and change that so we make sure our clip is selected. We click on edit and we're gonna change his name. Um, our Tony, whatever his name is gonna be, we would put it, and then I think he's gonna be a lector, which are readers, uh, of the gospel and stuff like that. So I can go ahead and put that part in now. And then if we play it, you'll see that it changed to lector. Now, the other thing that I would do is I would scale it a little bit and probably move it down here and center it. Or you could have it come into like this is probably why this is why they call it lower thirds because normally it would kind of come in over here. You know, as you watch newscasters and stuff like that, you'll see this a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it on the side here. So let's go ahead and start it. So I definitely know I got to come back and do that. So now what I do is I just kind of step through and I just look for the cuts. And I only do it for the first time the person is introduced. So like this is the first time father's being introduced. And I probably wouldn't do it there. I would probably do it once he starts reading so we can move forward. Okay, so maybe right here. We go to browse, we grab it, release, and we just kind of drop that in. Now, I think I remember how the description goes for father. Um, very reverend.
Your computer's
See, and that's
That's
one
on
thing.
me, baby.
Pastor slash dean.
Got that designer on.
All right. So I'm gonna have to double check with her, but since I got a caller for the other ones, I'll have her double check that. But so we go ahead and just hit play. Up, she. See, I did it.
What? What?
So look which one is still selected. Even though I
Let me see.
dragged and dropped the new one in, I didn't left click on it. And that's what you have to be
Oh, so
careful
you
of.
meant
Yeah, so
you was
basically I
still on
messed
that one.
the first one up, which that wasn't his name, and I
Gotcha.
still gotta call Linda to get. But yeah, just a mental note to be careful of that. I've done that plenty of times and had to go back and correct my work because I wasn't paying attention. All right, so we got that, and then we got Pastor slash Dean. Hit play. Now, of course, we got to go back and we have to fix the positioning and everything. I'll scale it up a little bit. And then play that back.
You might as well put it back on. Put it on the wood.
Yeah, I do like it
I
better on the
don't like
wood.
how I cut the flaws and stuff. Boom.
All right. So we got him, we got father. Okay, so this was a second reading by him. I think we only had, nope. Okay, so we had him. Again, we grab it. You know what? No, because the position might be different. I was going to try to do a copy and paste, but the positioning is going to be different because yeah. So I'm just going to drag it. I'm going to drop it in here. Drag and drop, honey. That's right.
You talking about where you gonna put his?
Yeah, because I was thinking I can copy the last one, but his is going to be a
Yeah,
little
you
bit
could
different.
put it on his right shoulder. Well, left shoulder. I'm sorry. Like, well, you want it on the lower thirds. I'm sorry. So yeah, go down
I mean, but
right there.
I don't know why you have to follow that rule. I mean, I know they
You
call it
don't.
lower third, but I don't necessarily think you have to follow that rule. I don't know what the intent behind that is. So that's something that I'll have to kind of research and figure out. But anyway, you can
I will
you
put
can
it right by his shoulder, bro.
what up here
Yep. Over though. A little over.
left
Closer
or
to
right.
him. Like you about to stab him in the neck. Right there. So if we can't get it far away from him, my rule is I can't get the name far and where I want it, I'm gonna put it close to him.
All right, and he's a lector.
I'm tripping.
All right, so we're good on him. So I think there's only one more, which is Linda. And I'm just pausing, make sure the video is catching up. Sometimes you can be on another clip and it hasn't caught up. Yeah, Linda Lagarde.
And we could get her to we could do her on the wood.
All right, and
That's on me, baby.
scale it up a little bit.
Not that, but oh,
What you think? From the side or right directly underneath?
that's fine. It's on the wood to me. Right there.
All right. So now I think that's everybody. So we can go back and check on that. Oh, I got to get his name. Uh, Browse, dragging and dropping again. And I'll just position him. So all I got to do is worry about putting a name in.
You see that piece of wood right there? Behind the books?
Ah, see, I'm gonna press Control Z because
What?
I was
Oh,
moving.
you
Uh-huh.
didn't click it.
I didn't click.
You got the
I don't
other
know
one
why that
clicked.
always get me. But okay, so we're on this one right there, or the
It
wood
should,
above him.
but I understand you on the same line, but it's still it's still a cut. You right.
Yeah.
It should automatically.
So what you think, right there,
But
or
they think it right on that wood. Pause. Over some though. Yeah, right there. You
I
make it a
believe
little
he's going to
bigger.
be organist. I probably butchered the name of that or the spelling of it, but well, we're gonna come back anyway. She's my spell checker, so I'll let her do that. I mean, now honestly, I could just look it up on Google real quick. That's not a big deal, but we always go through every one of them and check real quick. So,
Oh, some cheese.
all right, go ahead and move forward. We already did father. Yeah, and that's it. That's all our people. Dang, this clip is long. Let me shorten that down. Yeah, and see, we only do it for the first time to introduce. We don't have to keep doing it. And now these are not lector. Well, I mean, these are some of the lectors, but they have some other readers. I'll ask her if she wants to add their names, and I don't necessarily think we need to do it for this part. So technically, we are pretty much done. Had I had the names of the people, you know, and I'll go ahead and show you the last part, which is, let's say we were done, right? We had all our names in and stuff like that. You would make sure to that this box is selected, this little box here. So you just click one time in there and you'll see the blue line around it, making sure, indicating that that's selected. And I would press Control M. All right. Now remember that box or those three boxes we made in the beginning? I would click Output and CCE Divine Mercy Sunday, and this goes into our export folder. And I would name it Divine Mercy Mass. Right. And I would select my export folder. I would hit save. So that's where the output, that's where the video or the final video is going to go. And then I would change format. I pretty much always do H.264. There's some other formats that you can do, but this specifically is set for like the YouTube video, and I always do 4K. If you have a camera or you have only 1080p footage, you would select 1080p. And they have 720, 480, but pretty much everybody's doing like at least 1080p now. But since my camera is capable of 4K, I go with the 4K option. And then I would hit export. So once I hit export, there's a little meter that's going to go on the screen. And actually, I'll go ahead and start it just to kind of show you all. And it'll give you a timer of how long it's going to take to kind of transcode all of this information and put everything together in a video clip. So basically to actually build out the video. So it's basically saying it's going to take an hour and 1 minute to build the video. Now, once that part is done, then I have to come to YouTube, right? And I have to go to my channel. And then I have to upload the video. And I can come here and say upload video. So that's what I'll be doing once I'm done with that part. So as of right now, I need to make a call to Miss Lagarde. And I mean, you know what? She is, yeah, no, because I'm gonna have to get her to connect in, and I don't want y'all to see my whatchamacallit password, and I have no way to not do that on the live. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna do that part on live. But y'all, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this because we actually don't want it to do the video right now. This was just to show you all what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and click cancel here. But that's it. So I hope this has been informative for you. If you have any questions, again, I'm not claiming to be any super professional, but if there's something I can help you with, or if it's something that I can share, or that you have questions about in the video, I'll do my best to answer or get the answer for you. Uh, if you have any questions as far as computers or anything like that, you're always welcome to call us. This has been a It's Me Technology Firm production. My name is Adrian Broussard, and that's going to be it. Oh, and that was my brother, Jared. He's been learning things about IT and video editing and stuff like that as well. So, you know, that was just another way to kind of show you if you have questions about something, we can do a live session and you can be a part of it, from your phone or from your computer. So I can actually teach you about different things on the computer remotely, you know, and you can gain some new skills. So hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope you all be safe and peace.